The control room of the Galactic Empire station was quiet and calm. Rows of officers sat at their consoles, watching endless streams of data. Everything was normal. The Empire fleet was on routine patrol, guarding a distant sector of space. Nothing unusual had happened for months. Then suddenly, a sharp alarm broke the silence. A red light started flashing across the room. "Unknown signal detected," one officer said, his voice slightly shaking. The room quickly changed. Calm faces turned serious. The main commander, a tall and experienced leader, stepped forward. His eyes locked on the main screen. "Show me," he said in a firm voice. The large screen lit up. A single object appeared on the radar. It was small compared to the massive Empire fleet, but it was moving fast. Very fast. "Speed?" the commander asked. "Too fast, sir, it's closing distance rapidly," the radar officer replied. The commander frowned. "Identification?" The officer typed quickly, checking every system. No match found. The commander looked confused. "Run it again." "I already did, sir. There is no record of this ship. No ID code. No origin. Nothing." A quiet tension filled the room. Every ship in known space was registered in the Empire database. Nothing moved without a record. It was impossible for a ship to exist without identity. But this one did. "Scan it," the commander ordered. Multiple systems focused on the unknown ship. Energy readings appeared on screen, but they were unstable and unclear. "It's like the system can't fully read it," another officer said. "That's not possible," the commander replied, his voice now lower. The ship kept moving closer. "Distance? Closing fast, it will reach the fleet in minutes." The commander turned toward the communication officer. "Send a standard warning signal." A message was sent into the darkness of space. "Backhand index pointing right, unknown vessel, you are entering Imperial-controlled space. Identify yourself immediately." The room waited. Seconds passed. No reply. "Send it again." The message was repeated, stronger this time. Still, nothing. The silence felt heavy. "It's not responding," the officer said. The commander's face hardened. This was not normal behavior. Even hostile ships usually replied, even if only to threaten. But this one said nothing. "Change view. I want visual." The screen shifted. The unknown ship appeared. It was different. Not like Empire ships. Not like any known alien design. It looked simple, but strong. Smooth metal surface. No visible markings. No flags. No symbols. Just a silent, dark ship moving forward without fear. Size? Smaller than our cruisers, but power readings are strange, sir. The commander stepped closer to the screen. Something felt wrong. Very wrong. Then suddenly. "Sir, it just changed direction." "What?" "It's not just passing by, it's heading straight toward our main fleet." The room filled with tension again. "Why would a single ship move toward an entire fleet?" one officer whispered. No one answered. Because no one knew. "Prepare defensive systems," the commander ordered. Weapons began to power up across the fleet. Large ships turned slowly, aiming toward the unknown target. But the strange ship did not slow down. It did not change course. It kept coming. Like it didn't care. Then. "Sir," the radar officer said quietly. "What is it?" "It just locked on target." The commander's eyes widened slightly. "Confirm." "Confirmed." "Weapon systems locked, on us." For a moment, the entire room froze. A single unknown ship had just targeted the entire Imperial fleet. No fear. No warning. No communication. Just action. The commander took a slow breath. Rays full alert. Alarms grew louder. Red lights filled every corner of the station. Outside, the massive fleet prepared for possible combat. But deep inside, something felt different. This was not a normal enemy. This was something new. Something unknown. The ship continued moving forward, silent and unstoppable. And in that moment, one thing became clear. The red alert lights kept flashing across the control room. The calm order of the Empire was gone. Every officer now moved faster, voices low but tense. The unknown ship was still coming. Closer. Closer. And still, no response. Distance update, the commander said. Less than 5 minutes to contact, sir. That answer made the room feel smaller. The commander looked at the main screen again. The ship was now clearer. Its shape was simple, smooth, and silent. No glowing weapons. No visible engines like other ships. It almost looked calm. But that calm made it more dangerous. Open all channels, the commander ordered. I want full communication attempts. Every frequency. Yes, sir. Signals were sent again, stronger, wider, louder. Unknown vessel, you are targeting an Imperial fleet. Identify yourself now or you will be fired upon. Everyone waited. Again. Silence. One officer whispered, "Why is it not answering?" Another replied quietly, "Maybe it doesn't care." The commander heard that. He did not like it, but he did not deny it either. "Scan for weapons," he said. The tech officer checked again, his fingers moving quickly. "Sir, we are detecting energy, but it's not clear. It's like the ship is hiding its true power." "Hiding?" the commander repeated. "Yes, sir. The readings keep changing. We cannot lock a stable result." That was impossible. No ship could hide its full power from Imperial scanners. Unless it's using unknown technology, one officer said softly. The room went quiet again. Unknown technology meant danger. Real danger. The ship moved even closer. 3 minutes to contact. The commander stepped forward, thinking fast. "Deploy fighter units," he ordered. "Let them approach and force identification." "Yes, sir." Outside, small Imperial fighter ships launched from the fleet. They moved quickly, forming a line between the fleet and the unknown ship. The fighters sent direct signals. "Unknown vessel, stop immediately. You are ordered to power down and identify." Still no reply. The fighters got closer. The unknown ship did not slow down. "Sir, it's still coming," the radar officer said. The commander watched carefully. "What is it doing?" he asked. The tech officer looked at the screen, confused. "Nothing, sir." "What do you mean, nothing?" "It's just, moving forward. No change. No reaction. Like we are not even here." That answer felt worse than an attack. It was like the Empire did not matter. Then suddenly. "Energy spike detected," one officer shouted. "Where?" the commander asked quickly. "From the unknown ship." The room became tense again. "Is it preparing to fire?" "No, sir. It's not clear. The energy is building, but it's controlled." The commander narrowed his eyes. "Target our fighters?" "No." "Then what?" No one had an answer. The unknown ship was doing something, but no one understood what. One young officer, sitting in the back, spoke carefully. "Sir. I have a theory." The commander turned. "Speak." The officer hesitated for a second. "What if, The ship is not confused. What if it already knows everything about us? The room became silent again. What are you suggesting? The commander asked. I think it scanned us first. That's why it's not reacting. It already knows our strength, our weapons, everything. That idea felt heavy. Because if it was true, then the ship was not afraid. At all. The commander looked back at the screen. The unknown ship was now very close. The fighter units were only seconds away from direct contact. Last warning, the commander said. The communication officer sent it immediately. Unknown vessel. This is your final warning. Stop now or we will open fire. The message echoed into space. The fighters held position. The fleet waited. And then. Sir, the radar officer whispered. What is it now? The ship has changed target. The commander's eyes sharpened. Explain. It's no longer locked on the fleet. A short pause. It has locked on our fighters. Before anyone could react, the unknown ship moved. Fast. Too fast. The fighters didn't even have time to turn. The commander's voice rose for the first time. All units, move now. But it was already too late. The unknown ship had made its decision. And the Empire was about to understand one terrifying truth. This was never a warning, this was the beginning of an attack. The control room exploded with noise. Impact incoming. Fighter squad, evasive now. But the warning came too late. A bright flash of light cut through the darkness of space. It came from the unknown ship, fast, clean, and silent. There was no loud charge, no visible weapon. Just one sharp beam. And then. One Imperial fighter disappeared. No explosion. No debris. Just gone. The room fell into shock. What just happened? One officer whispered. Another fighter tried to turn away, but the unknown ship moved again. Faster than anything they had ever seen. Another flash. Another fighter gone. Pull them back, the commander shouted. Retreat. Retreat now. The remaining fighters turned and rushed back toward the fleet. But fear had already spread. This is impossible, a senior officer said quietly. The commander did not reply. His eyes were fixed on the screen. The unknown ship was still moving forward. Calm. Precise. Like nothing had happened. Damage report, the commander asked. 2 fighters lost, sir. No signal. No wreckage. No wreckage. That detail made everything worse. What kind of weapon leaves nothing behind? Someone asked. No one answered. Open fire, the commander said. There was no more waiting. Target the unknown ship. Full power. Outside, the massive Imperial fleet came alive. Large cannons turned toward the target. Energy built up across multiple ships. Then. Fire. Dozens of powerful beams shot across space, aimed directly at the unknown ship. The control room watched closely. The attacks hit. Bright explosions filled the screen. For a moment, hope returned. Direct hit, an officer said. But then. Wait. The smoke cleared. The unknown ship was still there. No visible damage. Not even a scratch. The room went silent again. That's not possible, the tech officer said. We hit it with full power. The commander stepped closer. Scan it again. I'm trying, sir, but the readings are unstable again. The unknown ship moved. Not fast this time. Slow. Controlled. Like it was choosing its next move. Sir, it's not attacking the fleet, one officer said. What? It's moving around us, like it's studying us. That feeling returned again. This was not a normal battle. This ship was not rushing. It was watching. Learning. Then suddenly. New target lock detected. On who? The commander asked. Our main cruiser, sir. The largest ship in the fleet. The heart of imperial power in this sector. Shields up. Full defense, the commander ordered. Energy shields activated instantly around the cruiser. Weapons turned to face the unknown ship. But deep down, something felt wrong. The unknown ship stopped. For the first time, it stopped moving. A strange silence filled the space between both sides. Then, a soft glow appeared on the unknown ship. Not bright. Not loud. Just, focused. Energy spike, the tech officer shouted. Levels rising fast. How fast? The commander demanded. The officer's voice shook. Higher than anything we have ever recorded. That answer hit hard. Brace for impact, the commander said quietly. Everyone watched. No one spoke. Then. The ship fired. A single beam. Straight and clean. It hit the cruiser's shields. For a second, nothing happened. Then. The shield shattered. Like glass. The beam continued. Right into the ship. A massive explosion followed. Fire spread across the cruiser's surface. Systems failed. Lights went out. The largest ship of the Empire was falling apart. No, one officer said under his breath. That's our strongest ship. The control room felt frozen. Fear was no longer hidden. It was real. It was everywhere. The unknown ship did not celebrate. It did not speak. It did not stop. It simply moved again, slowly, toward the rest of the fleet. Like it had just proven a point. The commander stood still, his face now serious in a way it had never been before. This was not just a fight. This was something else. Something far more dangerous. He finally spoke, his voice low but clear. This is not a normal enemy. No one disagreed. Because deep down, everyone now understood one terrifying truth. The Empire was not in control anymore. The control room was no longer filled with confusion. Now it was filled with fear. The Empire fleet had just lost its strongest cruiser in seconds. No one had ever seen such power before. Officers who once spoke with confidence were now silent, watching the screen with tense faces. The unknown ship moved slowly through space. Not rushing. Not chasing. Just moving forward, as if nothing could stop it. Status report, the commander said. His voice was calm, but heavy. Multiple ships damaged, sir. Formation is breaking, one officer replied. Shields are unstable across the fleet, another added. The commander nodded slightly. He understood what that meant. The Empire was losing control. Any communication from the ship? He asked. No, sir. Still nothing. The silence returned again. But this time, it felt different. It felt like waiting. Then suddenly. Sir, we are receiving something. The commander turned quickly. From where? From the unknown ship. Every eye in the room moved to the main screen. Put it through. A weak signal appeared. It was not strong, not clear. The sound was broken, like it had traveled a long distance. At first, there was only static. Then slowly, a voice. Calm. Cold. Controlled. This is, human vessel. The room froze. No one moved. No one spoke. The word stayed in the air. Human. The commander stepped forward. Repeat that, he said. The signal continued, still weak. This is human vessel. You are inside restricted space. The message ended. Just like that. Silence again. But now everything had changed. Human, one officer whispered. That's not possible, another said. Humans don't have this level of technology. The commander did not respond immediately. His eyes stayed on the screen. Check records, he ordered. Everything we have on humans. Now. Officers quickly searched the database. Old reports appeared. Basic information. Trade routes. Small conflicts. Nothing matched what they were seeing now. Sir, according to our data, humans are advanced, but not like this, the tech officer said. Not even close. The commander slowly nodded. Then our data is wrong. That simple sentence changed the mood again. The Empire had always believed it knew everything. But now, it was clear. They did not. Sir, the radar officer said. What is it? The unknown ship, it has stopped targeting us. The commander looked up. What? It's no longer locked on any ship. The room grew quiet again. Then what is it doing? Someone asked. No one answered. Because no one could understand it. The human ship stayed in place. Silent. Watching. Like it was waiting for something. Play the message again, the commander said. The broken signal echoed once more. This is human vessel. You are inside restricted space. The words were simple. But now, they had meaning. The commander spoke slowly. We were never the target. The officers looked at him. This was not an attack, he continued. This was a warning. The realization spread across the room. The human ship did not come to destroy them. It came to stop them. You are inside restricted space. Those words repeated in their minds. Sir, are we inside human territory? One officer asked carefully. The commander looked at the map. Coordinates updated. Borders shifted. Unknown regions appeared. Then the truth became clear. Yes, he said quietly. We crossed into their space. A deep silence followed. The Empire fleet, powerful, proud, and feared across the galaxy, had made a mistake. And now they were facing the consequence. Sir, what are your orders? The communication officer asked. For the first time, the commander did not answer immediately. He looked at the damaged fleet. He looked at the burning cruiser. He looked at the single human ship, standing alone, yet stronger than all of them. This was not a fight they could win. And now, they understood why. The commander took a slow breath. Then he spoke. Hold fire. The room was shocked. Sir. We do not attack. His voice was firm. We wait. Outside, the fleet remained still. No weapons fired. No movement. Just silence between two sides. The human ship did not move either. But it did not leave. It stayed there. Like a guard. Like a wall. And in that moment, the Empire understood one final truth. They were not facing an unknown enemy anymore. They were facing humans. And humans were far more dangerous than they ever believed. The battlefield was silent. No lasers. No movement. No commands. Only damaged ships floating in space, and one human vessel standing still in front of them. Inside the control room, no one spoke for several seconds. The commander stood quietly, watching the screen. His mind was clear now. The confusion was gone. The fear was still there, but now it had a reason. They had entered human space. And they were not welcome. Status, he finally said. Fleet stability is low, sir," an officer replied. "Multiple systems are failing. Weapons are still active, but not at full strength." The commander nodded slowly. "Any movement from the human ship?" "No, sir. It is holding position. It was not chasing them. It was not attacking again. It was waiting." That was the most important detail. The commander turned toward the communication officer. "Open a channel." A short pause. "Sir, are we sending a message?" "Yes," the commander said. "We will respond." The officer quickly prepared the signal. "Channel open." The commander stepped forward. For the first time, his voice was not filled with command, but with control and caution. "This is Imperial Fleet Command," he said. A small pause. "We acknowledge your message." The room remained silent as the transmission moved into space. "We were unaware that this sector was under human control." Another pause. No hostile intent was planned. The commander stopped speaking. He did not know if the human ship would answer. For a moment, nothing happened. Then. "Signal incoming." The room tensed again. "Put it through." The same voice returned. Calm. Cold. Clear. "You were warned." No anger. No emotion. Just facts. The commander listened carefully. "We will withdraw immediately," he replied. There was no pride in his voice now. Only decision. Another short silence followed. Then the human voice spoke again. "Withdraw, and do not return." The message ended. No extra words. No threats. Just a final condition. The commander closed his eyes for a brief second. Then he opened them again. "Order full retreat," he said. The room reacted instantly. Commands were sent across the fleet. Large ships slowly turned away from the human vessel. Engines powered up. Damaged units adjusted their paths. For the first time in a long time. The Empire was retreating. No one argued. No one questioned it. Because everyone had seen the truth. As the fleet began to move away, one officer looked back at the screen. "Sir, the human ship is still watching us." The commander nodded. "Yes," he said quietly. "It is making sure we leave." The distance between them slowly increased. The human ship did not follow. It stayed exactly where it was. Like a silent guardian. Like a line that should never be crossed again. Minutes passed. The Empire fleet moved farther and farther away. The tension in the control room slowly began to ease. But no one felt relief. Because something had changed. Something important. "Record everything," the commander said. "Yes, sir." "Update all databases." The officer looked at him. "With what classification, sir?" The commander turned toward the screen one last time. The human ship was now just a small shape in the distance. But its presence still felt large. Still felt powerful. After a moment, the commander spoke. "High threat." A pause. Then he added one more line. "Priority, human territory." The officer nodded and entered the command. The data was saved. The truth was recorded. The Empire had learned something new. And it would not forget it. As the fleet entered safe space again, the control room remained quiet. No victory. No celebration. Only thought. Only memory. The commander stood still, his eyes forward. He knew this moment would spread across the Empire. Reports would be read. Warnings would be shared. And one message would become clear to all. Humans were not weak. They were not unorganized. They were not behind. They were something else. Something controlled. Something powerful. Something dangerous. The commander took a final breath and spoke softly, almost to himself. We thought they were unknown. A short pause followed. Then he finished the sentence. But now we know. The screen dimmed. The human ship disappeared into the darkness of space. But its message remained. Clear. Simple. Final. Humans did not need a large fleet. They did not need loud warnings. All they needed was one ship. And that was enough. The Empire would never make the same mistake again.